Better or worse, the watch enthusiast community spends approximately 95% of its time discussing the same 5 to 10 brands. And while there is nothing inherently wrong with this, one of the main reasons I enjoy watch collecting is the sheer number of watches available to investigate to eventually decide what a perfect watch for you is and express yourself in the process. In this video, I'd like to look at 7 brands that I believe are underappreciated and should be on your radar, or at the very least, investigate it further for appreciation. This is not meant to be a comprehensive list of watches from each brand, but rather a quick snippet of some chosen names in the industry that I believe are noteworthy, as well as a couple of timepieces that might be an excellent place to begin if you're interested. In addition to this list, if you want a glimpse of the Swiss watch industry, looking at over 50 brands that make up a crucial element of the whole, we have a detailed article listing out products that you should recognize in the Swiss watch world. The last time I checked, we had over 53 brands on that list. So much to get lost in very comprehensive articles, at least as a starting point for understanding the various brands available in the Swiss watch world. As a disclaimer, this video will not only feature Swiss watch brands. Now, for our first brand on the list, we have Certina, a part of a larger structure with a Swatch group. You may be wondering why they are on this list, but there is a good reason. And this is a brand around $1,000 that is severely overlooked. Certina was founded in Gretchen, Switzerland in 1888 by brothers Adolf and Alfred Kurth. While it is not widely known, particularly in the United States, the brand is on the watch list of several vintage dive watch enthusiasts because of its connection with cacti, an underwater habitat project launched in 1969, and it's used by Royal Australian Navy divers in the 1970s. In other words, a diving pedigree that has been greatly exaggerated. Certina, in my opinion, is the most underrated or underestimated brand in the Swatch Group portfolio. With a collection of attractive and well-positioned modern of its famous vintage diving models designed with 80-hour power reserves close to what you'd find from other Swatch Group brands like Tissot, Hamilton, and Mido. In terms of specific models, the orange dial DS Super PH 500M is an excellent starting point, offering a design format similar to its 1970s ancestor, but modified with a sapphire crystal and a variation of the previously mentioned Powermatic 80 family of calibers for its price range of around $1,000. Certina is undoubtedly one of the most obscure but intriguing places to search for heritage dive launches. Although this next brand, Tutima, cannot claim to be the undisputed leader in its price segment, it needs to be more appreciated. Founded in 1927, the German watchmaking mecca of Glashütte currently focuses on practical creations comparable to Zinn. In Frankfurt, Tutima is sometimes overshadowed by its pure brand, although it does have its trademark and enticing pricing points, in addition to its sportier offerings, which are typically powered by third-party calibers. Tutima also gets involved in high watchmaking with the Patria collection released back in 2019, along with a remarkable minute repeater, which at the time of the release was mentioned by Tutima as being the first modern full-minute repeater ever designed and made in Glashütte. Tutima's utilitarian Germanic designs and their pricing points are enough to entice enthusiasts to go the extra effort to pursue this brand further. Now, let's take a peek at Austria, a neighboring nation. Austria, yeah, beautiful country, but not one you'd think of when visualizing the world of great watchmaking. And you'd be right. But next up is Habring 2, among my favorite independent brands selling for less than $10,000. To appreciate the narrative of Habring 2, you must first understand the expert craftsman behind the helm, Richard Habring. Richard was responsible for a significant addition to watchmaking during his tenure at IWC by designing IWC's Doppler chronograph, employing a module on the value 7750 in 1992, presented initially with reference 3711. At the time of its introduction, IWC was led by Günter Blümlein, a name you may recall because he was also among the men behind reviving A. Lange and Söhne in the 1990s. He later convinced Richard to work for A. Lange for several years before launching his business with his wife Maria in 2004. With his independent brand, Habring is producing extremely modest quantities, less than 100 units per year, demonstrating much of the expertise he gained while working for more significant players. Habring is well known for its monopusher chronographs, such as the Chrono Felix, and the range also includes a deadbeat and a repeater. The designs may only be for some, but Habring too is a brand that deserves a lot more credit for some of its outstanding work. Hey there, before we continue to our last 4 underrated timepieces, I'd like to thank you for reaching this far in the video. You must be really curious as to what the underrated watches are, and you'll know all 7 of it when you reach the end of this video. But for now, would you like to take a guess in what might be included in the next watches? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video as well. Now, let's see what our next watch might be. Finally, in a similar price bracket, we have Trilobe, one of the newest names on the market in the independent watchmaking industry. Trilobe, founded in 2018 in Paris, France, is an entire business based on a different design template. With their ingenious 3 rotating concentric discs that display the hours, minutes, and seconds. Trilobe is underappreciated for several reasons. First, the dial display is unique and surprisingly legible once you get used to it. Another point is that the propriety of movement is well decorated and technically impressive for prices starting at less than $10,000. The Nuit Fantastique is the brand's newest standard design format, featuring a beautifully finished titanium or gold case available in either 38.5mm or 40.5mm case sizes for a base price of $8,800. Now we return to Germany, specifically Glashütte, for one of my current favorites on the list, Glashütte Original. Founded in Germany, the heritage of Glashütte Original is complex, yet pivotal in the advancement of watchmaking in the region. Following World War II, the Soviet Union, which controlled the eastern part of Germany and thus Glashütte, merged all watch businesses operating in the city under one company known as the GUB. The state-owned company was later permitted to be privatized in 1994, resulting in the original Glashütte that we know today. The brand is perhaps best known for its pano collection, which is easily identified by its asymmetrical dial, often compared to A. Lange 1. Glashütte Original is underrated for its watchmaking excellence in contrast to the cost, offering a variety of in-house calibers, with prices starting around $6,000 for their time-only 60s dress watches or nearer to $10,000 for the Panamatic Collection or Retro Diving Theme CQ. I'd even argue that GO produces some of the finest finished movements under $10,000, if not the best finished movements under $10,000, with the engraved balance on the Panamatic lunar providing evidence. It seems absurd to call Girard-Perregaux underrated when its history dates back to 1791, making it one of the industry's earliest known brands. However, compared to the modern high watchmaking landscape, GP does not receive the recognition it deserves. GP's collection ranges from integrated sports models, like the Laureato, a fascinating alternative to the Nautilus or Royal Oak, valued at around $15,000 for the 3-hand feature, all the way up to the world of high watchmaking, like their La Esmeralda Tourbillon, with its exceptional triple bridge concept, a design derived from their late 19th century pocket watches, which also won gold for an exhibition at the 1889 World Fair in Paris. Another example of pushing the boundaries is their piece Cosmos, which depicts the relationship of life on Earth to the heavenly bodies of the universe. Featuring two large ornate spheres, one representing the Earth and the other zodiac signs. These models aren't going to be the standard enthusiast type of watch, but they do demonstrate the wide range and brilliance of this 231-year-old brand. Finally, Swiss-German-based Strom has significant achievements on the horizon if they keep on track. Strom is named after a 20th century watchmaker who majored in skeletonizing movements for several other manufacturers. On the other hand, the modern tale of Strom as an independent company begins in 2009, when a young pair of men who grew up in visiting Strom's workshop bought the name and business. Strom, located in Biel, produces 98% of its activities in-house, along with various unique technical complications, while offering buyers a wide range of customization options for certain features of the timepieces they produce. The Pure Resonance, with prices starting around $50,000, is one of the world's few resonance watches, more associated with FP Journe. Their resonance has a captivating clutch spring that enables the mirroring of oscillations of both balances. The other part of Strom's magic is their handcrafted and technically remarkable watchmaking, which is also available for just a few $1,000s more than the total cost of a Daytona, with an example being their gravity equal force. This piece has a lovely bridge design and constant force assistance, with the movement's barrel being Maltese cross-shaped to ensure gradual dispersion of energy to the balance to maximize energy consistency throughout the wind's duration. Okay guys, that's our list of some underappreciated brands that should be on your watch list and that you should undoubtedly recognize a little more. Of course, this is my opinion, but I'm all about showcasing other brands and breaking away from mainstream brands that most people discuss, simply because it's good, and that's what watches are all about. Do you think I've left out some brands? Let me know in the comments if you know of an underrated brand and timepiece that was not mentioned in this video. Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe button to receive updates on our latest videos. This has been Megan. See you on our next video. If you're choosing between Rolex and Omega, click on this video to confirm what would be the best watch for you.